Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be continuing my unexpected adventure Lord of the Rings TBR game, and I'm really excited. It's February's TBR. Funnily enough, I don't have any romance or anything on here. Well, I do. You'll see what I mean. But as you know, it is following the journey that Frodo took from Hobbiton all the way to Mordor. Now, last month we didn't quite leave Hobbiton. We were stuck at the Frog Pond over here, so you'll watch me get through there, and then I get to the last gate, which are these two diverging paths here, and one of them is the long way around and the other way is the shortcut, and those both have rolls, but it's not with the D4, this one. So as you know, to get from A to point A to B, we roll a D4 and we get the prompt that corresponds with the numbers. And the final gate is a D20 roll. If you get under 10, it's the long way around. If you get over 10, it's the shortcut. But you'll see as I go what I do. So my lovely friend and housemate Bookish Danny actually did me a new map. So we did move from Hobbiton, and we actually moved to the next place, which is Priory. And again, this map is amazing. It actually does connect, which pretty cool if you ask me. And I'm really appreciative. This map is amazing. Again, if you want to play along, this will be in the description down below, in the Google Drive. And yeah, this is Priory, the next stop on our little adventure. Also, as well, if you are playing along, my lovely friend Hannah over at LOTR updated the spreadsheet, so go have a look there. You'll see all the prompts, and you'll be able to roll your own, and you'll be able to see which they correspond to. Let's get into it, and you're going to go see my first roll now.
Okay, so as you can see, my little dice. Oh, I rolled it. That is a 1. You can't see it, but oh no, it's a 2. It's a 2. My bad. Look, number, yeah, so Frog Pond 18, and it's flowers on the cover.
As you saw, I'm still in Hobbiton. I didn't get very far, but I got to number 18, still at the Frog Pond, and my first prompt was flowers on the cover. So I just finished the 10,000 Doors of January, and that has got a bunch of flowers on the cover. Like, I just finished this. Look at all those flowers. But, you know, these things happen. So instead, what I'm going to read is one that's been on my radar for a long time, and I should have read it by now. I should have read it back in October, but I was reading too many things in October. So I'm going to read The Deathless Girls by Millward, Hargreaves. And there is flowers on the cover. Right here, look. And it's a Dracula's Wives retelling, which is kind of fun, and it's sapphic. I'm really excited about this. I have been since I heard of it. I hope I enjoy it.
So here is roll number 2. Okay, I got to the final gate on that one. I think I just got a 1 or a 2. And on here, obviously, I got my D20. I think I rolled a 7, which means I have to go the long way around, which is on the Buckleberry Ferry, and I have to read an epic fantasy, which you'll understand my reaction. And here I am waving goodbye to Hobbiton.
Okay, so you'll have just seen my D20 roll there. I actually got a 7, so that meant I had to take the long way around. And this is an epic fantasy. Now, I looked at my shelves for a real long time, and I've read most of my epic fantasy that I own, which not good, because there's one glaringly obvious one that most people who know me know I haven't read this yet, and probably are disappointed that I haven't. But I got the Buckleberry Ferry. I've got to take the Buckleberry Ferry to Priory, which is the long way around. It is the one that our heroes take to, but it would have been nice to not have had to have done that. It would have been nice to have just been going through some mushrooms, you know, take that shortcut. But never mind, didn't happen, so I need to stop bitching about it. For the Buckleberry Ferry, for the epic fantasy, I'm going to finally pick up The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is a big boy. Most of my books this month are going to be big boys. And if I didn't say this before, I'm actually doing 8 rolls instead of 6. But that's because when I decided that, I didn't know I'd be getting chonkers But there we go. That's how the cookie crumbles, as they say. So the Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. All I know about this is that it's sapphic. And that people love it. And that it's big. And this is actually a recommendation by my lovely friend Milen, and she said that it's amazing, one of the best epic fantasies. So I guess I should read it.
So I'm safely now in Bree. I roll a 1. Great start as I mean to go on. And I got number 21, The Gate, and that is pen name.
So now you saw my roll for getting into Bree, and I rolled a 1. Great start. So that took me to the gate into Bree. Obviously, in the films we see this with the older gentleman asking what the hobbits were doing. It's late at night, it's raining. So these are kind of interesting prompts, but the first one was pen name, and I really got stuck going through this. I found out that Cassandra Clare's real name isn't Cassandra Clare, she's under a pen name. But one of my favourite authors, who sadly passed away, I can't remember when, but it was a couple of years ago now, is Rachel Kane, and that's a pen name. And she wrote one of my favourite series of all time, which is the Morganville Vampire series. Not going to reread those, I did think about that, but then I remembered that my lovely friend Valeria recommended that I read Ink and Bone by Rachel Kane. And I know nothing about this. I know it's a book about books. It's about the Great Library of Alexandria, and I'm quite excited. I don't know anything about this, but I think the cover is amazing. I don't actually own a copy. I was going to read this on ebook, but Danny luckily has a copy and said I can borrow it, so thank you.
So here I go. I rolled a 3. Still at the gate. That's not great. And it is the prompt last chance author. So yeah, 23 at the gate, last chance author.
Okay, so you saw my next roll, and it was a 2. So that takes me to 23, still at the gate, still having a chat with the old guy, trying to get him to let me in. So that is last chance author. Now, as you all know, I moved recently, and I've moved quite a few times in 2021. So I got rid of a lot of the authors I didn't like, or if I have them, it's because I have annotated them and I didn't really want to give them away. But I have one glaringly obvious one that has been on my shelf now. I bought it, everyone was talking about it. I can't believe I actually spent money on this. But it was half price. It was buy one get one half price, so I didn't pay full price for it. So that's the only saving grace. Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I'm never going to read anything else by Stephanie Meyer. I said I wasn't going to, but I can't deny that I am very curious about this. I'm very curious to see how Edward's behaviour is explained, etc., etc. I just know that it's a Twilight retelling, technically, but through the eyes of Edward and not Bella. And it's chunky as well. Like, who gave Stephanie Meyer the right to write an 800-page book when the original book is like 300, 400 pages? Like, why double it? Why? No one wants that, especially not from Edward. Well, I don't anyway. So, technically this is a last chance author. It's the only thing I could kind of bend to fit this prompt. But I wouldn't say excited. But I will be doing a vlog, and I'm sure that I will hate it. But, oh well.
Okay, so next roll is a 2, and that I'm still at the gate. I mean, I'm getting real bored of this gate, but the prompt is urban setting.
Next up was another 2. I'm still at that gate. I'm stuck at the gate. The old man is not letting me in. Like, he needs to know what my business is, he needs to know where I'm going, he needs to know where I'm staying, he needs to make sure that I've got enough money to stay here, but he is just not letting me in. Very annoying. This is the last stop at the gate. I'm just really struggling. But it's an urban setting. I chose the wrong colour. It's an urban setting. And for this one, I'm really excited about this because I've seen it all over BookTube recently, all over Book Twitter, and I am going to be reading Jade City by Fonda Lee. And I am genuinely so excited for this. I have no idea what it's about. I know it's political. It's set in like a city, obviously, with the name. But I know nothing. I know that, like, Jade is, like, the power, where they get all their powers from. I know there's magic systems in this, and yeah, that's all I know. Super, super excited for this one. I just know it's going to be amazing. Again, pretty big. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself.
Okay, so I roll a 3, and the prompt for this one is we're at the crossroads, and it is going to be, I know what it is. It's a retry a DNF.
Okay, so there we go. We are now out of the gate, and we are at the crossroads. So, I rolled a 4, so I got pretty far through the crossroads. And I got retry a DNF. Now, this is one of the ones that I really didn't want to get. I really would have rather not got this one, because I DNF things very rarely. It's always for pretty... A book has to be really bad for me to DNF it, basically. Otherwise, I will fight through. But for this one, I'm actually going to retry Gideon the Ninth. I don't think I gave it enough of a try last time, and I know that people really like it, and I think going into it knowing that it's going to be space necromancers instead of going in thinking it's going to be high epic fantasy, I think it's going to be much better off. I'll be re-listening to this on audio. Like, I know what I'm getting into this time. I know what the voice actor is like, so I'm kind of just hoping that I can push past the I'm on a spaceship and I'm going to make every reference to the fact that I'm on a spaceship. I'm hoping to get over it. I know that most people love it, so that's why I want to give it another chance. Again, I don't really know anything about it other than it's space necromancers now.
Okay, get ready for another one. Woohoo! And the prompt for this one is number 30, hyped books.
Next up, I then rolled another 1, back to my old tricks, and I got hyped books, which I'm still at the crossroads, by the way, but I'm very excited. Hyped book. And for this one, I am going to read House of Sky and Breath, because I've pre-ordered it. I've recently read Crescent City, enjoyed that way more than I expected to. It's a fun ride every time with Sarah J. Maas is fun though, so I'll be reading that. I don't know how big that one's going to be, but Crescent City was pretty chunky, so I can only imagine that House of Sky and Breath will be.
Oh look, it's another one. I can tell you that already. And the prompt for this one, I put it up quite quickly, but it's 31 the market, and it is haul a book.
And lastly, I then rolled another 1, because that's how my life is. So on the crossroads, I went whichever way, it doesn't really matter. I got to the market, and I got 31, and that was to haul a book. And I haven't actually hauled a book yet. I've hauled books loads recently, but I want to get another one. Gives me an excuse to go to Waterstones. So you're going to see me go now, and we'll find out together what book I buy. So, fun times. Okay, so I've just got back from town, and I was looking to haul a book. Because it's me, I can't just buy one book. So I actually bought 3. 2 of them are the same series. So I got the first 2 books in the Trials of Apollo Percy Jackson series, because I really enjoyed Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I think this is the next one. I think so. I think this is the next series after that, and I've wanted to try these for a long time. I really like Rick Riordan. I think he's a really good writer, so hence these 2. But the book I think I'm actually going to read for that prompt is going to be a book that I've wanted to read. I've been a bit scared to, not sure where to start, if I even should, but my boss really wants me to read this anyway, and even though I have full control over my TBR, I am choosing to read The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. I know the later books in this series, Brandon Sanderson picks it up, and again, why am I doing this to myself? I can choose not to do this. If I don't read this one, I will read one of the Percy Jackson ones, or the Apollo ones. So I have a bit of a choice there, so we will see. Okay, so there we have it. That is my 8-book TBR. I am also going to be reading a couple of other books as well, or at least I'm going to try to. I'm going to be buddy reading with Lynette M, Bushra Stanny, and The Bookworm's Feast, Isaac Asimov's Foundation. now. This is because Hannah and I, from the DM, have got this real obsession with Lee Pace as the character Empire, I think that's who he is, from the TV show. We were looking at it, and yeah, we were like, let's buddy read it, why not? So this is really short, which is really handy. It's under 200 pages, it's a sci-fi series, so we will see if Empire is anywhere near as sexy as he is in the show, because if he is, then win. I'll also be reading book number 12 in the Skullduggery Pleasant series. I can't remember what it's called right now, and it's downstairs, and I'm far too lazy to go get it. But that's where we are on the Dead Famous read-along, so if you haven't been reading Skullduggery Pleasant, pick it up, it's a fun ride. And I will also be reading, hopefully, the Frostheart trilogy, because it's Polarathon. I want to try and read those for the prompts. I'm pretty sure they fit all of the prompts, as far as I am aware anyway, or at least they can be made to fit. And I think that's all I have. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.